This is my secret to never feeling tired as an entrepreneur. Being an entrepreneur myself and working with lots of clients and patients that are entrepreneurs, the very first thing that I think is a big detriment to what we do is our very first thing that we do in the morning. And what I'm talking about here is our morning routines. And I have been a culprit of trying lots of different morning routines and thinking that it helped energize me and it helped me be more focused and get more done. But I will say that from working with a lot of patients, sometimes those morning routines can be the problem of why you're feeling tired all the time. And so my secret is to simplify it immensely. And what I mean by immensely is probably doing just one thing that's going to energize you. And the thing that's worked for me currently is just simply going for a walk. Now, why I found this so energizing for me is not only am I getting some exercise in, because I'm going for a long walk, I'm getting blood and nutrients to the brain, but not only that, it is very easy to commit to just go for a walk versus going for a run or driving all the way to the gym or decide to do an hour of journaling. Because the other benefit of also just going for a walk is I get work done. I start with doing work, just getting work done right away. So I'll do a lot of my team meetings. I'll do a lot of group calls sometimes in the morning and doing that. I also will create my treatment plans. So there's a lot of things I can get done that is absolutely necessary first thing in the morning. And that's why I think it's so beneficial. And that is a big reason of what helps me energize myself throughout the day and not feeling tired. The second thing that I have found very beneficial is fasting. Now, there's a lot of different intermittent fasting styles out there. I've done all of them, but what I have found currently that has been really helpful for me to energize me is doing 36-hour fast, usually once or twice a week. Now, the reason there's such benefit of doing this, and it takes a while to adapt to this. So you might want to do an intermittent fasting style of like doing 16-8, and then you build up to doing 36 hours. Now, why 36 hours? Well, 36 hours, there's a lot of research behind this showing that not only do you reach autophagy past that 24-hour mark, which if you don't know what autophagy is, that is what helps break down old dying cells, getting rid of all the rust. I also found it very beneficial to get rid of a lot of the inflammatory markers, a lot of things that have probably maybe I've eaten in the past or past week that I shouldn't have, and therefore getting that out of my system so I don't feel so bloated and I have more of that clear mind and also more energized. But also the other thing is when you're in a fasted state, you are breaking down fat cells and breaking down the ketone bodies. So using ketones as fuel for your brain, which is a better source. And you will find that you will have more energy when you do this long enough and have your body adapt to it. The other thing that's amazing about this is it does increase stem cell regeneration significantly. Because you're getting rid of all the old dying cells, you will find that stem cell regeneration improves. So therefore, it's going to help with energy in the long run. I've also been getting into 48-hour fast because there's some fascinating studies out there showing that it does help reset the dopamine pathway. And dopamine is so important for us entrepreneurs to be able to stay focused and motivated and have the energy throughout the day. Now, along those same lines, another very important thing that helps with my energy is electrolytes. And the reason why electrolytes are so important, especially while you're fasting, is because one of the things that do deplete during a fasted state when you're doing a water fast is magnesium. So taking a good amount of electrolytes throughout your fast can be beneficial, but there's a big but here. You have to be very careful on the electrolytes that you are taking. It can't have any added sugars, because if it does, it's going to kick you out of autophagy and also ketosis, which that's going to lose out on all the benefits of fasting that you were trying to do. But not only that, I do like taking the electrolytes throughout the week. I do find that this is a very important fuel source for many organs throughout our body. In fact, it is very important for our nervous system. It's important for our muscles. They require all these different electrolytes consistently. Because if you have, just like me in the past, used to get like muscle twitches on your pecs or your eyes or on anywhere on your muscles, then you're probably electrolyte deficient. And I used to have this issue until I started taking electrolytes consistently. Now, the fourth thing that I think is so critical that helps me never feeling tired as an entrepreneur is having consistent protein intake throughout the day. I'm not just saying, oh, hey, let's skip breakfast and only have protein for dinner and do a big protein overload. No, throughout the day. Why this is important is because it helps stabilize your blood sugar throughout the day. That's going to stabilize your energy throughout the day and your focus throughout the day. Not only that, protein is required for helping things like dopamine and different other hormones that helps with our energy. Now, along those same lines, also healthy fats. It's also very helpful for a lot of different building blocks for hormones and things like that that could be contributing to your fatigue situation. And so some simple things, obviously doing like avocados is a really great one. Hummus, different healthy fats, flaxseed oils, olive oils, and nut butters. Stuff like that is stuff you can definitely incorporate more into your foods. Now, the fifth thing that I think has been a game changer for my energy and for a lot of my patients and clients that are entrepreneurs is supporting the adrenals. Now, adrenal insufficiency syndrome is a big issue, especially amongst entrepreneurs, because when someone has adrenal insufficiency syndrome, their cortisol levels are shot. And I see this time and time again where entrepreneurs are completely burnt out and their cortisol levels aren't adequate. And so you can't function. No duh, you don't have energy. And so you got to address the adrenals, which I'll talk about some things that I do currently here in just a minute. But I think it's really important to reducing a lot of different stressors that put a lot of stress on your adrenals. And like I was saying previously, is getting enough proteins in your diet, because that does help a lot of different things to helping with cortisol. Now, one of those things that actually can support the adrenals is exercise and good sleep. So I would say that's the other secret I would say is it's a no-brainer, but I think a lot of people overlook it, especially us busy entrepreneurs, and think it's not a big deal. But I cannot jeopardize not doing exercise and sleep. Anytime that I do, I definitely will see the tiredness creeping back in and my focus being an issue. Now, the seventh secret I would say of never feeling tired is, this isn't like the magic pill, but I think using certain supplements can benefit you if you do test to see what you're deficient in the first place. So I'll just share with you the current supplements I'm using to help with my energy. One of them being adrenal desiccated. Now, adrenal desiccated or adrenal bovine, those can be beneficial. However, if you've tested to see if you do have an adrenal insufficiency syndrome where you know that your cortisol levels are low at particular points of the day. So therefore, you know exactly when to take the adrenal desiccated, because if you take it at the wrong time, you could have the opposite effects. Now, a few other things that I also do take is Testogain, which helps naturally increasing my testosterone, as well as Simplex M, which is also beneficial for men's health. Now, a few other things that I found that were deficient for me and I need to replace is B vitamins. I had some B vitamins that were deficient, and this definitely impacted my energy. So I am consistently using B complex to support that, because not only does it support with helping me have better energy, but it also supports a lot of different neurotransmitters that helps my dopamine and serotonin and other things that are very vital. And then a big one, because I live here in the Northwest, I do tend to have low vitamin D levels. And so I do tend to take vitamin D3, and I do find a big difference when I'm consistently taking that, especially in the fall and winter months. And another thing that I tend to be deficient in is called phenylethylamine. And that is an excitatory neurotransmitter that requires a specific amino acid known as phenylalanine. So I take DL-phenylalanine to help improve those levels, because phenylethylamine is what helps make dopamine. So I've always found that this is always beneficial to not only help with my energy, but also for my focus and memory throughout the day. But like I said before, it does require understanding what body chemistry imbalances do you have? And that's what the other secret is here, is if you can identify, why do you feel tired all the time as an entrepreneur? Are you burning yourself out? But what is the body chemistry telling you? What is out of balance? I guarantee you probably haven't looked at it or exhausted it enough to see what are the imbalances in your biochemistry to identify the root cause of your fatigue situation. So you should watch this video next, where I talk about the 7 critical lab tests, blood tests that you should be doing as an entrepreneur. So watch this video next.